it's Pete here, and welcome to week 1, day 3, where we're looking at the takeout double and what's needed to make a takeout double and how we actually respond to it. So today we're actually going to cover quite a bit. We're going to talk about what is a takeout double, what's the purpose of it, the requirements of it, and the rationale behind these requirements. We're also going to look at what the partner of the overcaller, the advancer, does when they've got a 5-card suit that they can bid in response to a takeout double, or a 4-card suit, or if they don't have any 4-card suits, they can bid in response to the takeout double at different point ranges. What do they do with all these hands? How do they show these different hands? We're also going to look at what you can do when you can make repeated takeout doubles and what that actually shows, what the advancer can do with an extreme hand shape, and finally if the opponent's bid once the takeout double's covered. So there's a lot of content that we're going to cover today, but we're just going to jump straight in and do it. Anyway, first of all, what is a takeout double? Well, a takeout double is the opposite of a penalty double. You are wanting your partner to bid. You are telling them, please remove this penalty double. I don't want to play for higher stakes. I want you to bid something. Please remove it and just bid your favorite suit. So that's what a takeout double is. The purpose of it is that it's basically like you're wanting to compete in all the other unbid suits. You want partner just to pick their favorite suit. We have ways of overcalling to show 5-card suits if we have a suit we want to bid. A takeout double is where we've got the points that wants to bid, but we don't have a suit long enough to bid. We want our partner's input here. Okay, so that's the whole purpose of it. And what are the requirements to actually make a takeout double? Well, first of all, you want sort of 11 or 12 or more points. Good 11 counts can do it. And basically, so we want the points to actually get to start doing it. We can't do it on just any hand. We also want a shortage in the opponent's suit. So we want sort of 0 to 2 cards in the opponent's suit. We also want 3 or more in all the unbid suits. So we want 3 or more cards in all of the unbid suits. And this is so that when partner bids something, we're gonna find a playable spot. One thing that I see happen is sometimes people make a double with a doubleton in an unbid major. This is scary stuff because you won't find a playable spot. When you make a takeout double, you need at least 3 cards in all the unbid suits. Don't do it with just 2 cards in any suit. So we need a shortage in their suit, we need at least 3 cards in all the other suits, and we need 11 or more points. Now, we also typically deny a 5-card major because with a 5-card major, that will lend itself to overcalling more. But we don't deny a 5-card minor because we're really major orientated. So if we have a 5-card major and you make a takeout double, you can't ever show that 5th card anymore. Whereas if you make a takeout double with a 5-card minor, you're not so worried about not showing that 5th card anymore. So you'll tend to be denying a 5-card major when you make a takeout double. There are also times that we make takeout doubles when 2 suits are being bid. So maybe it's got a bid on the left, your partner passes, and a bid on the right. And now we make a takeout double when there are only 2 unbid suits. Okay. So the requirements here are slightly different. What we want to do is we want to have at least 4 cards in both of the unbid suits. Now, because there aren't 3 unbid suits, we now need longer. So if there are 3 unbid suits, we need at least 3 cards in them. If there are 2 unbid suits, we need at least 4 card suits. Okay. Now, we don't specifically need a shortage in any particular suit, but you're telling your partner to pick between the other 2 suits. So we'll have at least 4 cards in both of those suits. We'll again have 11 or more points. And we're usually denying a 5-card major. Now, it depends at what sort of level the auction is getting to. If you can bid your 5-card major at the 1 level, you should do that. But if your choices are overcalling at the 2 level or things like that, it might be a bit easier just to make that takeout double to show both of the suits. It really depends a bit, but you're usually denying that 5-card major, and you can't really show it much anymore. Anyway, so if there are 2 unbid suits, 11 or more points, both 4 cards at least in both of the unbid suits, and you usually don't have a 5-card major. So there are the requirements for takeout doubles of either 3 remaining suits or 2 remaining suits. So why do we have this? So what's the rationale behind all this? I explained a little bit of this, but a bit more behind the rationale behind these requirements. First of all, you want 11 or more points because we're trying to compete. We need some sort of structure to how many points we need, and we're forcing our partner to bid with even 0 points. So we don't want to escalate the auction if partner's got absolutely nothing. So we want 11 or more points, usually 12 or more. Similar to what you'd come in with an opening hand, but not quite the same. So 11 or more points. Because partner might have none and we're still asking them to bid. Why do we want at least 3 cards in all the unbid suits? Because 3 cards, like if we find a 4-3 fit, that is a playable spot. 4-2 fits, they're not very playable at all. So that's why we want at least 3 cards in all the suits. Next, why do we want a shortage in the opponent's suit? Because there are only certain hand shapes worth trying to get involved in, and if we don't have shortages, then it might not lead it to us. The hand doesn't lead itself to us having support for all of the suits. So that's why we want to do that, and that's what we're trying to describe with our takeout double. Okay, so next, what are advances options with all the different suits? So if we've got a 5-card suit, basically what we're doing is if you've got 0 to 7 points, you're just bidding it at the lowest level. If you've got sort of 8 to 10 points, we jump to the 2 level. If we've got sort of 11 or like a good 11, 12 points and a 5-card suit, we can jump to the 3 level. And if you've got more than that, you can just go ahead and bid game. If we've only got a 4-card suit, what we're going to do is we're going to, we'll break it up into either weak or invitational. If we're weak, 0 to 10 points, what we're going to do is bid the exact same way as if we had a 5-card suit. However, if we've got 10 or more points, what we're going to do is start by bidding the opponent's suit, and this starts a conversation with our partner. It says, I want to try and explore where the best spot is. Please bid your cheapest 4-card suit, and we'll try and find out where we go from there. And if partner's minimum, they bid it at the lowest level. If they've got a little bit of extras and willing to play in game opposite an invite, they just jump a level and we explore where we have a fit from there. We'll look at some example hands shortly, so don't worry, we'll work through this a bit more. Also, if Advancer doesn't have a 4-card suit, so they've got length in the opponent's suit. This is one that I see can cause a lot of confusion. If you don't have a 4-card suit, and you don't know what to do, don't just pass. We don't just want to pass out things just because we're not sure what to do. If we don't have a 4-card suit, we just tend to bid our cheapest 3-card suit and hope that we find a playable spot. It's a nightmare hand, but don't just pass just because you don't know what suit to do. If you've got 0 points in any of these hands, don't just pass the takeout double because you're too weak to respond. So your partner wants you to take out the takeout doubles with 0 points. Passing takeout doubles because you don't know what to do is a very costly thing. We only pass takeout doubles if we're wanting to try and penalize them. Don't do it if you don't know what suit to bid, and don't do it if you don't have many points, because if they're playing for higher stakes and they're going to make it, it's going to be a very bad score for you. So make sure that you don't just pass because you have really weak hands, and make sure you don't just pass because you don't know what suit to do. Anyway, what should we do when we don't have a 4-card suit to bid? If we're the weak hands, 0 to 7, we just bid our cheapest 3-card suit. Try and keep the auction low. Hope that the opponents save us or something happens. If we have sort of 8 to 11, if we have a stopper, we can bid a no trump. If we don't have a stopper, this hand is a real nightmare, but what I like to do is just bid our cheapest 3-card suit and pretend like I'm 0 to 7. Try and keep the auction low in these troubling hands. If we've got 12 or more points with a stopper, so 12, 13, we can jump to 2 no trumps. If we don't have a stopper, we can Q bid the opponent's suit. And if we're really strong, we can, with a stopper, we can bid 3 no trumps. Anyway, we'll look through some more of those hands shortly. Last things that we're going to cover is repeated takeout doubles. Sometimes the opponents bid, you make a takeout double, they bid again, it comes around to you. What's your double mean the second time? It still has the same implications. It just says you have a stronger hand. So if you make one takeout double and the opponents raise and you double again, it's not a penalty double. It shouldn't confuse your partner. It still has that same meaning. You had a takeout double and you want your partner to bid, but now you're just showing that you have an even stronger hand, sort of 15, 16 or more points with wanting them to actually bid. There are also, what does Advancer do with extreme hands? If you have 10 card fits and things like that, feel free to bend all these rules about when you should be bidding at certain levels. If you have extreme hand shapes, upgrade, try and push the game. If you know you've got a 10 card fit, try and bid there. And finally, if the opponents bid, they have removed the takeout double. So if it goes opening bid, takeout double, and the next person bids, they have removed the takeout double, so the advancer does not have to bid anymore. So there's no obligation for the advancer to bid. If they do bid, the point ranges that they are showing are the exact same, except sort of the 0 to 5 range is now gone. They do not bid with the really, really weak hands, but they're still entitled to bid with points, just so that they can get into the auction, but they no longer have that obligation. Anyway, let's look at some hands and we'll go through some of that more again. So, let's say the opponents open 1 diamond. Here, what we have is the perfect hand for a takeout double. We have 14 points and a shortage in their suit and at least 3 cards in all the other suits. Now, notice that it's important. You do not show both 4-card majors. You don't need 4 hearts for a takeout double. You're just showing at least 3 cards in all the other suits. Many people feel like you need to have 4 cards in unbid majors. This is not correct. You don't need that to happen, and you're really limiting yourself if you're doing that. So here, what we want to do is we can double and say, partner, I have a shortage in their suit, 0 to 2 diamonds. Here we have 2. I have at least 11 or 12 or more points, and I have at least 3 cards in all the other suits. I'm happy for you to pick something. Now, do not worry about not having a 4-card major. We're only promising that our partner that we've got at least 3 cards in all the unbid suits. Okay. Whereas if the auction goes something like this, okay, diamond past spade, where the opponents have bid 2 suits, now what we can do is make a takeout double to say, partner, I have at least 4 cards in both of the unbid suits, and I want you to take it out and pick. So that's also important. So these are your 2 different types of takeout doubles. If there's only 1 suit bid, you're showing a shortage in their suit, at least 3 cards in all of the unbid suits, and 11 or 12 or more points. Okay. You can do it on 11s with good extra shape. So if you've got good distribution, you'll want to try and stretch to make takeout doubles. That's the sort of hands that do it with 11. Anyway, these are the types of takeout doubles you can make. So when there are 3 unbid suits, when they just made it directly, or when they've opened and responded and now there's only 2 suits, we can also make a takeout double. Okay, so now we'll look at some example hands of what Advancer does with the different sorts of hand shapes. So here, they open, double, and it goes past to us. So what does the partner of the doubler do, the Advancer, do when they have all these different ones? So the first thing we covered is, what do they do when they've got a 5-card suit? We always bid our favorite suit. Now here, when our partner doubles, with 0 to 7 points in a 5-card suit, we just bid at the cheapest level. It doesn't matter that we don't have 6 points to respond or anything like this. Your partner wants you to take it out. It is very costly to pass this out because they are not only going to make 1 diamond, they're going to be making over tricks a lot of the time. Because if partner's just got 12 points and we've only got 2, and our partner's got a shortage in diamonds, then they are well set up to make this. So do not pass the double just because you don't have many points. Your partner said, please take it out. So you can be bidding on 0 points here. So we're just going to start off with 1 spade. So with a 5-card suit, what we do is, if we're 0 to 7 points, all we want to do is bid at the cheapest level. If on the other hand, we're sort of 8 to 10 points with a 5-card suit, oops, the wrong hand opened. Okay, so let's say that the auction went 1 diamond double pass. It was just out of rotation. Let's say it's now South's bid here, and that West opened 1 diamond. 1 diamond double pass. Here with this 8 to 10 points and a 5-card suit, we can actually jump to the 2 level and show that we have 5 spades and 8 to 10 points. If we're even stronger than that, if we've got, say, a good 11 or 12 points, and the auction goes the same, what we can do is jump to the 3 level here. And this says that we've got a 5-card suit and 11 or 12 points. And if we make our hand even stronger, 13 or higher, what we do is we just bid game because we know we have a fit. So here we'd just bid 4 spades. So this is what Advancer can do when they have their 5-card suits. Now, it's very similar if the opponents preempt at the 2 level, slightly wider range. So we've only got 3 levels that we can bid at this stage. If the Advancer bids at the 2 level, they're sort of 0 to 8. If they jump to the 3 level, they're sort of 9 to 11, just sort of inviting partner, or otherwise they can just bid game. So here, with this hand, again, don't pass just because you're weak. You can just bid 2 spades. If we look at this hand with 9 points, and again, it's out of rotation, but let's say that it went 2 diamonds by West, double from partner pass. The South hand could jump to 3 spades to show that they actually had sort of 9 to 11 points with a 5-card suit. And if we have an even stronger hand and it goes like this, we can just jump to 4 spades straight away if we've got, say, 12 or more points. So this is what we can do with all the different 5-card suits, depending on whether our partner made a takeout double at the 1 level or the 2 level. So the point ranges are very similar. They shuffle around a little bit just because we're a bit more crammed for room. If the opponents preempt at the 3 level, now we've only got two bids. We can either bid at the 3 level or we can bid at the 4 level. So what we can do is, with a takeout double at the 3 level, if we're 0 to 9, we just bid at the cheapest level. So here we'd just bid 3 spades. If we had an 8 count or a 9 count, we'd also just bid 3 spades. It's very wide ranging. They've taken away space from us, so it's pretty tough. Whereas if we've got, say, 10 or more points and the opponents open at the 3 level, here what we'd do is we'd jump to the 4 level. Okay, so here with 10 or more points, again, it's wide ranging. They've taken away space. It's pretty tough, but with 10 or more points, we just jump to the 4 level. Okay, so that's what we do with all these 5-card suits. What opener's job is after all of these responses, no matter how the advancer responds, the overcaller, looks at the hand, they try to judge their combined assets, all that usual stuff, work out do they have game, should they move on or not. But they can pass all the responses when they've just jumped, when they've just bid that new suit, because you're effectively supporting your partner when they've made that takeout double. Okay, so what does the advancer do if they've only got a 4-card suit? Okay, so first of all, if they are 0 to 10 points, I call this weak. What you do is you do the exact same thing as if you had a 5-card suit. So if you're in that 0 to 7 range, you bid at the 1 level. If you're 8 or 9, maybe 10 points, you bid at the 2 level. So with less than 10 points, you bid the exact same way as if you had a 5-card suit. So nothing really changed here. So here, you would respond 1 half. Okay, if we looked at this hand and gave ourselves 9 points and the auction went like this, here we'd just jump to 2 hearts and show sort of the same sort of like 8 to 10 points. If we made a hand a little bit stronger here, this is where things get a little bit different. So if we're the invitational or better hands, what we do with this is we can bid the opponent's suit. Now, this is a really interesting bid to be aware of. Now, it's not natural because partner said, I want you to take it out. So what a 2 diamond bid is it says, I want to start a conversation with you. I've got an invitational or better hand, and I want to try and find out where the best spot to go is. So partner basically will start bidding their cheapest suits up the line. So here, if the north hand had hearts, they can bid 2 hearts, and this would just be minimum with hearts. If they didn't have 4 hearts, because they might have only 3 for their takeout double, they might bid 2 spades, and now we realize we won't have a heart fit. If they've got, say, 14 or more points and definitely want to accept an invitation, they could jump to 3 hearts with a better than minimum hand with a 4-card suit. Or if they didn't have 4 hearts, but they had a better hand, they could jump to 3 spades. And this way we actually get to diagnose whether we have a fit or not. So after the Q bid, the opener just bids their cheapest 4-card suit. If they're minimum, they just bid at the lowest level. If they've got a few extras, they can jump to say, I'm willing to accept an invite. But this is one way that the advancer can actually find out if they have a heart fit or not. Because when their partner originally makes the takeout double, they don't promise 4 cards in the majors. They can have it, and they likely do, but they don't promise it. They can just have 3 cards in the suit. So bidding the opponent's suit says I've got 10 or more, an invitational or better hand, so a good 10, usually 11 or more points. And it says, I want to start a conversation with you to try and find a fit. Please bid your cheapest 4-card suit that you have, and let's try and diagnose where we have a fit. If the south hand had, say, 4 spades instead of 4 hearts, and the auction went something like this, they still don't know if they have a spade fit, but they could bid things like this, and this would say, I don't have a fit in hearts, but I do have 4 spades. Notice that if they had 5, they would have bid their spades directly, so this is just showing 4 spades. And it's the way of showing 4 spades and trying to find out if they have a spade fit or not. So this is what you can do with those various hands. Okay. Now, what about if the advancer doesn't actually have a 4-card suit worth bidding? So they've got like a 4-3-3 on the opponent's suit. Now, again, it's really important to note, do not just pass because you don't know what to bid. It is very costly. I can't emphasize this enough, but do not do that. So basically what you do in this situation is if you're weak, you just bid your cheapest 3-card suit. So here I just bid a diamond, hope the opponent save me or something good happens. So I just bid my cheapest suit and try and get out of this auction as quickly as possible. If I'm a little bit stronger, so if you're in the 8 to 11 range, if you have a stopper in the opponent's suit, we can actually bid a no trump. So 1 no trump here will actually just say I've got 8 to 11 points and a stopper in their suit. So perfect bid on this sort of hand. Gets a lot trickier if you've got, say, 8 to 11 points and we don't actually have a stopper in their suit. So if I've got this sort of hand with 8 to 11 points without a stopper, what I do is I just pretend like I got 0 to 7. I just make up my cheapest 3-card suit, hope for the best, hope to get out of this hand, and just bid a diamond. If you're a bit stronger than that, so if you've got, say, 12 points and a stopper, so if it goes like this, we can actually jump to 2 no trumps. So 12 or 13 points with a stopper can jump to 2 no trumps. And if we're 12 or 13 points without a stopper, not quite this hand, but if you had an even better hand without a stopper, what you could do is you could double and then just bid the opponent's suit. Make a Q bid. Like when sorry, if it goes a club double pass and you've got, say, 12 points without a stopper, we can just bid 2 clubs and check for, see what partner wants to do. So if you're a stronger hand than that, that's what you can do. So that is what you can do when you don't have a suit worth bidding. Just, if you're weak, make up your cheapest 3-card suit. Don't pass out the double. Passing out the double when you don't know what to do is a terrible idea, because the opponent's making doubled contracts is very costly, so just don't do it. If you don't have a 4-card suit to do, make up your cheapest 3-card suit. If you're really, really weak, your partner wants you to bid, so please remove the takeout double. Now I was going to talk about when we make repeated takeout doubles. So here, if it goes like this, and the opponent's bid, we've doubled once, we've already made the takeout double. If we double again, this second double just says that we had a better than minimum takeout double. We've got some extra points. We've got 15 or 16 or more points, and we really want our partner to take it out. It hasn't changed to a penalty double. Nothing like that has happened. If you double once, it's takeout. If you double again, it just said, I had a better hand than what I've already shown you. Please take it out, even if you, like, I want you to take it out. If partner bids like this, you know that they've got complete rubbish, but your second double said, I want you to take this out. I have a better takeout double. Please bid. Okay. The final thing I wanted to talk about is extreme hands, which is if you have like a 10-card fit or something, or some really distributional hands, feel free to to bid up to game. You want to bid more than what the point count suggests. So with extreme hands, go right ahead and bid that. And one last point, I know I said the final one before, but one last point is that if the opponent's takeout, remove the takeout double. So here, if West bids, North is not obliged to bid. They do not need to respond to the takeout double, because the takeout double has already been taken out by the West hand. They can still bid, and all their point ranges stay the same, except the very weak ones, the sort of 0 to 4, maybe 5 points. That's removed. They can still bid the exact same way with some actual points. Anyway, that's all I was going to cover today. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this stuff on takeout doubles. There was a lot of content in there, but we talked about what a takeout double is, the purpose, the rationale, what the advancer does with a 5-card suit, 4-card suits, or only 3-card suits, what we do when we make repeated takeout doubles and extreme hands. There was a lot of content, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye for now.